Welcome back. If you're planning on entertaining friends and family this festive season, you'll want to treat them to the best. So we're now joined by the wine director of O'Brien's, Lynne Coyle, with a selection of affordable alcoholic and non-alcoholic wines to keep your guests happy. Good morning to you, Lynne.
Good morning.
Great that you've included the non-alcoholic options, of course. Plenty of visiting relatives and family friends over the festive season.
Absolutely.
Maybe want to have a tipple, but be able to drive home afterwards.
Exactly. It looks like wine, and most importantly, it tastes like wine, but without the alcohol. So it's important to have it as an option for your guests over the festivities.
We'll get through those in a couple of minutes, because I am interested to hear how the taste has evolved over the years.
Oh, right,
because
okay.
It typically would have been like a soft drink years ago. People would have been, you know, completely turned off by it.
Absolutely, yes.
But it's getting better over the years.
It definitely is, and the Torres that we have in the stores, one of the criteria is that it tastes like wine and that it actually is as close to the real thing as possible. So that's quite an important criteria when we do our selection process.
Well, we will go on to our frizzante, the first one that we have here, a little bit of bubbles, and there is alcohol in this one. There is,
yes, 11%, so not hugely alcoholic. And the thing with lots of sparkling wines, they tend to be between, say, 10 and 12.5%, and this is 11%. This is a frizzante. As you can see, it's great for parties because it's got a screw cap, so you don't have to worry about corks or putting corks back in bottles or whatever. Very easy, keep it in the fridge and just take the screw cap off, and then you can pop it back on. You should be looking for...
What am I looking for? Apple?
Apple, plum, apples, pears, quite floral, nice and delicate and light. And those flavours on the should also go through to the palate. So those aromas should continue through to the palate.
Gorgeous.
And you should
and
get
it's
those
such a lovely treat to be greeted by, or to give a little glass of bubbles to your guests. A good price point as well on this.
It is. All of these wines are below 10. These are affordable party wines, so they're all below 10. And I think fizz is great to get things going.
Oh, look, I think you're right, and I think it's very important that they are good value for money as well, because it's such a costly time of year.
It is.
So that's $8.95, or you can get 6 for $50, which is super. I like that one.
Do you like that one? Yes. Lovely and light and fresh and crisp and clean. And if you want to make it a bit glamorous, you can pop a couple of raspberries or something in there just to
super glam.
Just to glam it up a bit.
I love the first glass of bubbly, and you always have the raspberries and the gorgeous little things on it, and then the second and third one, forget it. Now, we'll move on to the next one now. So this is Pinot Grigio. I'm a huge fan of Pinot Grigio. I love this.
So Pinot Grigio is a great grape for parties because it's a real crowd pleaser. It tends to be that nobody dislikes Pinot Grigio. And this is a very interesting Pinot Grigio. And the thing about it's Eastern European, which is a bit different.
It's from Romania.
Absolutely.
I didn't realise they were well known for their wines.
They're very well known for their wines, and they're also very well known for white wines. They're making really, really good quality wines. And winemakers from around the world are now going to Romania. So you might have an Australian winemaker, or you might have a winemaker from Chile. So the wine industry is really small, and winemakers tend to go around the world and take their skills and share their skills. And this is one such wine, lovely and fresh. Tiny bit of spice, tiny bit of peach is what you should be looking for
this time of year.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous. And we have 7 wines to get through, so I'm just going to take a sip of every second one, but this smells gorgeous.
Absolutely. And the thing with this is there's absolutely zero oak age on this. So what you've got is the pure fruit flavours, both on the nose in terms of aromas and on the palate. Lovely and fresh and very, very easy drinking style.
I think that would be very popular with a lot of viewers. And again, a great price point too, $8.95 for the bottle, 6 for $50. So we'll move on to the Sauvignon Blanc. I suppose that would be Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon or Chardonnay, isn't it?
Absolutely.
One of the three. Tell us about this one.
So this is a Sauvignon Blanc. This is from the Lohr Valley, which is the spiritual home of Sauvignon Blanc. We always associate Sauvignon with New Zealand, but in fact the Lohr Valley is its spiritual home. This is a Bougrier, which is a family estate, and they've been growing Sauvignon in this region for hundreds of years. And what you get with Sauvignon is really lifted aromatic profile.
It's quite crisp, isn't it? It's
very
dry.
Crisp, sort of green flavours on the nose and on the palate. Really fresh and clean. Higher acidity than the Pinot Grigio, which makes it perfect for party food or even going into starters, because that lovely fresh acidity balances things like smoked salmon with cheese, nibbles, that type of thing.
So that's what you should be on the lookout for, something that's quite fresh, that's quite crisp.
And cleansing on the palate. So, and the Sauvignon is perfect for that. And as I say, this is a Lohr Sauvignon Blanc from Bougrier.
And again, so many Sauvignons can be extortionate in price. This is £9.95 for the bottle.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
Affordable for what you're getting.
Affordable for a classic region Sauvignon. So we're back then to our wildflower, which is a Pinot Noir this time. And Pinot Noir is quite a difficult grape variety to grow. So it's quite unusual to get a Pinot Noir at this price. The difficult thing is to get it to taste like Pinot Noir. And with Pinot, you should be looking for raspberries and cherries.
Is it true Romania is the 6th largest wine producer in Europe?
Absolutely. We don't think about it because we don't necessarily see so many wines on our shelves from Romania, but it is a very large producer. And again, this really modern style shows you what a good job they're doing.
Beautiful colour.
Beautiful colour. It's pale. Tannins, which is that grippy thing you get on your teeth, are soft with this wine. So if people are not huge red fans, then this is a very good red to serve at parties because it tends to please, again, everyone, and it's a very nice food wine. So raspberries and strawberries would be the typical aromas and flavours on that. Nice and light and delicate.
It's quite juicy as well, so it's nice and sweet. Right, we'll move on to this red Porta 6 now.
This is Porta 6. This is from Lisbon in Portugal, or the vineyards that are around Lisbon. And this wine is made from local Portuguese varieties. So you hear of things like Tirga Nacional, Tinta Roriz and so on. But this is a really juicy, real great party wine. Tends to be very popular because the label is so interesting and quite funky. But it's really a bit juicier, a bit fruitier than the Pinot Noir. Maybe a touch riper in terms of the fruit profile.
It smells of the spice fruits. It smells of the festive season, more so than the Pinot Noir.
Absolutely. You can smell the sunshine in this wine, I think, which is a really nice thing about it.
That's lovely. And would this be a popular choice now for red wine lovers?
Very popular choice. People love the label to take it to people's houses. It's a really unusual bottle to take along. But it's got a slightly richer flavour profile, slightly fuller. Which means that if you're having, say, something a bit heavier in terms of if you're having pastas or that type of thing, then it's a really good option to have with food.
Would it be one of your preferred options, then?
Absolutely one of my preferred options. That will be in my house this Christmas.
Will it?
Just a few bottles in the rack.
Just a few, looking glam. Now, we're moving on to this one here. So, which one is this? This is the Gérard Bertrand Le Vieil Capital.
Very good, very good.
Very...
So this is Gérard Bertrand's Le Vieil Capital, as you say. This is again a classic from France. This is Grenache Shiraz Mourvedre blend from the south of France, from Languedoc. So you should be looking for lovely, fresh, fruity flavours, but also with a bit of ripeness there again. So a bit more body again. We're going up in body as we've moved along.
This is lovely. This is what I would think of for your stereotypical red wine, how it smells, how the colour of it as well.
You've got a slightly dusty thing going on, you've got some herbs, you've got thyme, rosemary, that type of thing. All those lovely Garrigue flavours from the Languedoc. You know, the south of France is in this bottle here, you know.
Oh, gorgeous. Who wouldn't want to bottle that? Now, before we forget, and very important, we mentioned earlier on the non-alcoholic wines, and you said that the evolution in taste, style, and even the way they're bottled has come on tenfold in recent years.
It has come on tenfold, and to be honest, it can still be quite difficult to get a non-alcoholic wine that tastes of wine. But I think these Torres Naturae just do exactly that. And the thing is that sometimes people don't want to just stand there with a glass of water with a soft drink.
Well, that's true.
So they're standing and they're part of the party. They know they're not having alcohol, so they're perfectly safe to drive. And they can at least feel that they're enjoying themselves and they're not standing out because they've got a glass of water in their hand.
And they genuinely taste nice, which is
great. They
great.
genuinely taste nice, and the production methods have changed so much that the de-alcoholisation tends to retain the aromas and flavours much more than it used to in the past. So that's why these wines are definitely worth trying these days.
So there's a science behind why it's coming on so well. And listen, it's a booming market.
Absolutely is.
Wonderful to have that. Thanks so much, Lynne.
Thank you.
Some great ideas and suggestions for the coming weeks.
OK, thanks very much.